Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanim. I don't know why I did it that way. It was different. I like to switch it up every once in a while, but that was interesting though. We'll have some XRP news today. What am I doing? Like I'm off today. We have some XRP news today, some Algorand news today, Stellar, Quant. So there'll be chapters involved. If you want to jump around, feel free to, okay? Appreciate you being here. Now, let's start off here. This is on ripple.com. Let's read this little tidbit here, okay? It goes as such. We've seen the power and opportunity that lies within blockchain technology through use cases that support cross-border payments, trillions of dollars. I'm going to insert my thoughts. These are facts. Trillions of dollars in cross-border payments. Don't ever forget it. I know we have a lot of new people coming in every single day. Happy for you to be here, by the way. So a lot of people think cross-border payments, they're just thinking P2P, person to person. You can't think that way when it comes to these bank coins. Not at all. I know there's a lot of research to be done for newcomers, but look into B2B, the B2B business to business cross-border payments market. Trillions of dollars. What was it, like 130 trillion? It's around that area, $130 trillion. And we, XRP, Algorand, XLM, Hedera, remember Hedera was tested by 2 banks recently. And they were satisfied with the testing of Hedera, HBAR, okay? We can move money in ways that the legacy system cannot. And so we're in there. They need us. They want us. They can't top the technology. So trillions of dollars possibly flowing across these blockchains. When we're talking about, let's say, XRP and Ripple, keep in mind 400 to 500 financial institutions. I honestly believe that it's a little bit more than 500, but I'm trying to stay very, very humble and in between the ranges that have been officially announced. So between 400 and 500 large financial institutions, banks of all variety, signed up already to use Ripple. Over access to over 500 banks. Quant has access to, and actually it's a little bit higher because of LAC chain. They just brought in what, like 2 or 3 more financial institutions. So it's a little bit higher for Quant, right? So then you have Stellar also with a bevy of banks. Algorand, we just saw what, with 2 or 3, including the Bank of Italy, has been testing Algorand as of recent. So when we're talking about the bank coins, keep in mind, this is big money, big money. Now, XRP, we're going to get back to the article, but I just want to put this stuff on the table. There's a lot of people that don't have this information. And it's good also to remind ourselves what we're dealing with, what we're holding, okay? Now, keep in mind, XRP, I know a lot of people concentrate on the Swift aspect, XRP to replace Swift, and that's good. I would love to take that, those trillions of dollars. But the big money is in the interbank payments. That's what XRP is made for the banks. Don't ever take your eye off the prize. The banks. Swift is great. We're working directly with the banks and interbank payments. What's that lower end? What's that number? The lower end of interbank payments, $400,000. When we start getting to the higher end, we're talking north of $1 million. When we're talking interbank payments. Now, keep in mind, we're also, I don't want people to forget, we're on the Faster Payments Council. I don't know if I put that recent information in the video or if I put it in the members only section. My apologies, I can't remember. There's so much going on. But I put some information out recently that showed how the Fed praised XRP. This is from their documents. And this was when we had, we have 3 members, 3 top level members of Ripple as the leaders at the Faster Payments Council. The Faster Payments Council that works with the Fed, that is advising the Fed. Now, a lot of people may say, what's the precedent? The precedent that has been set for the Fed to even work with a blockchain company or a distributed ledger technology. The precedent? Well, one of our subscribers, one of our members brought it to us, remember? They brought to us Cypherium. Cypherium sets the precedent. Cypherium is a blockchain or DLT company. already working with the Fed. So the precedent has been set that the Fed is willing to work with blockchain companies. What company is better than XRP when we're talking about moving a mass amount of capital? What company is better than Quant when we're talking about a bridgeless system, right? So the precedent has already been set. So we have all of this going on when we're talking about XRP. So yes, I love cross-border payments, and they highlight it a lot. That's just the beginning. The beginning. So we have trillions of dollars cross-border payments possibly flooding in. We already have hundreds of financial institutions. That's trillions of dollars right there. What does it do to the price of XRP? What does it do to the price of Algorand? Think about that for a moment. I know I'm a little bit excited today. I have good energy. I did a good workout. You got some good water in me, so I'm feeling very energized. Also, on working out. Listen, I know there's a lot of younger people watch the channel. Make sure you stretch. Okay, now I know when you're younger, you don't need to stretch before you work out. I used to do the same thing. I used to just jump in, do some wrestling, jump in, go running, play football without stretching. Listen, as you're getting older, your body is going to change. I'm telling you now. You might even just get up off the couch and you're like, oh, something in your back might pull. Before you do a hardcore workout, as you're getting up there in age, stretch. It's not health advice. But you've been warned. You've been warned. Trust me on this. I was a heck of an athlete throughout my life. I could get up off the couch right now if I haven't stretched in a day or two, something like that. Oh my goodness. Hey, not health advice. Let's continue. We're talking about fitness. Let's get back to the article. What do you guys? These guys unprofessional. Let's get back to the article. It says reduce voter fraud, increase the efficiency of supply chain management. So that's another interesting thing. So they continue to put XRP forward as a traceability protocol. We already know the precedent has been set by other DLTs like VeChain, which we're going to get to at the end of this video. They're doing a great job over at VeChain, by the way. I expect them to explode in the future, but everything happens in degrees, all right? And with time. But we know the precedent has been set for these particular assets to be used as traceability protocols, these particular technologies, because of VeChain and Algorand. If you need a closer example of a bank coin being used as traceability protocol, remember, look no further than how koi banks used them down in Latin America when they wanted to trace certain things, mechanisms that were helping with the what that was going on at the time, that we can't talk about on YouTube. All right, so, but XRP has been making it known over the last few months, hey, we can be using that same way. So once more, Ripple, as the biggest pusher of XRP, has made it well known that, hey, we are going after all of the money. Now that's not a guarantee that they're going to get all the money. They don't need to take all of the money. There's enough money to go around for all the bank coins. When you're talking quadrillions of dollars, if they all just take a modicum of the trillions, let's not even go into quadrillions, the trillions, what does it do to the price of XLM? What does it do to the price of XRP? Is it going to stay at 11 cents? Is it going to stay at 37 cents? I think not. What does it do to the price of Quant? You think Quant is going to stay at $107, which, keep in mind, you see how easily Quant's price can go up now. Some people are sitting very, very healthy right now with their Quant holdings, because when Quant went down to $40, $41, $42, when we had that massive dip, people bought a ton of Quant, and now they're looking pretty good. Their portfolio is looking very strong right now. So now you see how easily that price can go up. What does it do to that price for something that only has 13 million or 14 million, something like that, circulating supply, and is poised to be used by so many hundreds of financial institutions? Let's continue on here, okay? It says the advancements made possible by blockchain are vast. Oh, let's not forget the tokenization of everything. So the other day I wasn't quite elegant. I said elegant. Eloquent. I wasn't as eloquent as I usually am. Oh man, yeah, you have to have a laugh from time to time, but I was trying to convey the tokenization of everything, and it was on the topic of XRP. Listen, when we're talking about land, understand that's just where they're starting the tokenization of land and deeds. They will tokenize the value of land. They will tokenize the value of livestock They will tokenize the value of every natural resource, and it will flow across the bank coins. There will not be a more trusted avenue of tokenization than the bank coins. That's what I was trying to convey. They will tokenize the buildings on that land. They will tokenize the payroll. I mean, everything is like debt. Everything is going to be tokenized. They've already begun. And if you read the bank documents, and I'm going to try to get this next members only video out as quick as possible. We're going to go over a little bit of that in that video. But don't forget, everything is going to be tokenized. Now let's continue on here. It says the state of interoperability today. Blockchain interoperability refers to a range of techniques that helps blockchains communicate through a seamless transfer of data, enabling improved collaboration and efficient transfer of digital assets. Quote, the objective of interoperability is, how do we have it all? So what they're trying to convey here, in my humble opinion, they continue to iterate interoperability and their thoughts on interoperability, but the way that they convey it is different each time, so that you get a little bit more of a clear view, right? So they're giving you a little bit of information at a time, utilizing a similar linguistic style, right? So, or a similar lexicon, if you will, right? But what they're trying to what they're telling me here is that we're not alone. So it's not just Ripple. Interoperability means, when it comes to Ripple, they're talking about Ripple, Stellar, Hedera, Algorand, the bank coins, who all have been seen, shoulder to shoulder on the panels with the federal government of the United States, state governments, central banks. You always see Ripple there, Algorand there. Last year you saw Stellar there a lot, right? They're all in the same spaces. So these are the ones they're talking about when they're speaking about interoperability, because they have the best relationships. So what they're saying is there's enough money to go around. Not only that, we're not going to be doing this alone. We will flow seamlessly one into the other as one system. Interoperability means one system. If I have 3 zeros on the screen and I connect all of them, are they truly separate? If I have water flowing from one to the next to the other through these lines that I have drawn to connect those 3 circles? Absolutely not. Now, some people, if you choose to view that in a fragmented way, that's just what you want to do. But I see it all as one, because that water's flowing from this circle to that circle, to this circle, and so on and so on. It's one system. The same way that you see the banking system today. You have a Bank of America, a TD Bank, a Santander, but they all work together. And the central banks sit over the top, sort of like what Quant does, right? What Quant does, and sort of like what I believe XRP will do. I mean, Ripple will do, because of how much power they have and on-demand liquidity. That is grossly underestimated. And you've seen in a lot of the recent documents, they've been talking about that Nostro Vostro money again. That's also trillions of dollars. So once more, every time we're talking about XRP, we're talking trillions of dollars. Okay, so now, why do I always do this? I get excited, and then I take so long going through one article that the video starts to get a little longer. I still have so many articles to go. Half the time we don't get to half the information. My goodness. All right, let's move on. Let's move on here to Algorand. I'll have to jump past an article, but I know one of my peers is going to cover the other article that I'm going to leave out. So I'm not even worried about it. I know they're going to do a good job as well. So Algorand has been doing a great job. They make me excited. When I think about the Algorand money, they have great volatility. They can take off like a rocket anytime that they want. You've seen that last year. What did we get? We got Algorand at like 46 cents. Then it was like 51 cents, 51. Then it sort of consolidated around 56 cents at one time. Then it took off. Boom, it just took off. People made a disgusting amount. So what I'm saying is, you see how fast Algorand can take off. That was from retail. Repetition is the mother of learning. So I know you've heard some of this before. Some of you are new, you haven't. But repetition is the mother of learning. So I like to say these things to keep this fresh in people's minds. So now, just imagine, we've grown exponentially since last year as far as the partnerships that we have and what the capabilities of Algorand is. So now just imagine how much higher that price can go. Once everything kicks off, or maybe even when we get into another bull run. But I'm looking at more so when the utility kicks in. Imagine where that price can go. It's definitely not going to stay where it is now, 30 to 40 cents. Absolutely not. Even retail wouldn't let Algorand's price stay there. That's not going to happen. But let's just read this little tidbit here, okay? It says, Algorand sponsors sustainable blockchain in the Pacific region. So this is blockchain technology researchers from Australia and the Pacific region, led by Monash University, are among 10 global winners of the Algorand Centers of Excellence program, the ACE program. The winners will share US $50 million to strengthen blockchain technology, education, and innovation. So now, why is this important? This is very important because in that region where you have Australia, New Zealand, a few of the places over there, they've had a massive amount of bank problems. I mean, don't get me wrong. People around the world have been having a massive amount of problems with their banks. And I saw a lot of individuals sort of downplaying bank runs and such. Here's the problem with bank runs. You're having a massive amount of bank runs where people can't get access to their money. Not only that, the banks have been getting hacked nonstop. All of this is kept quiet because the banks have power. So you don't see this on your nightly news, right? So people are getting their identity stolen, their money stolen. Then the banks freeze them out. They can't access their money through the bank. Then the ATMs run out of money. They can't access it there. This is happening on a quite a frequent basis. On top of that, people's monies are dying in their savings accounts. So you take all of that into account. And yes, bank runs are a huge deal. And there's a certain point where just because you've been getting slapped across the face for years and years doesn't mean that one day you won't wake up and say, hey, I don't want to be slapped anymore. So the bank system has been doing that. And people are saying now we have a better way. We have blockchain technology. We have DLT. We have Hashgraph. We can do something different. We can make a change now. That's the difference. The people want to change now. So they don't want to worry about a bank being in charge of their money anymore. You see what's happening in China? They took those people's money and they ran. All right? They can't get their money back. They've been protesting for quite some time. I'm not sure if there was a resolution to that as of now, but last I heard there was not. The people don't want to worry about that anymore. And so there's a changing of the guard. This is why you see the central banks wanting to congeal with the bank coins. So in those regions, going back to what I was saying, whether it's Australia, New Zealand, companies like Algorand are now offering university courses on how to utilize blockchain, how to build on the blockchain, so that those individuals will have a chance to take their destiny into their own hands. And the capital, the value that you have has a lot to do with your destiny. You worked hard for that money. Now, what are you going to do with it? You don't need to put it in someone else's hands that is going to misuse it at times where you may need it. So now you have Algorand is entering 10 different I believe universities, so that people will be educated and they'll know how to use these technologies and that they can shape the future in the way that they see fit. And this is a brilliant move because Algorand will be ingrained there. They will be familiar with the Algorand system. And that means more users in the future, not just regular individuals, but businesses. This is a genius strategy. We've seen Ripple do the same thing. They have a couple of university courses that they announced that they're doing. That was maybe about 2 months ago, something like that. So, but let's go here. It says the 5-year sustainability informatics for the Pacific project, the only Australia-led ACE, will involve multidisciplinary researchers from seven universities. Will involve multidisciplinary researchers from 7 universities and 2 not-for-profit organizations across Australia and the Pacific, headed by the Monash Blockchain Technology Center. Now, let me see if I have this other one here. They're also working with Yale University. This is major. Look at the backing that crypto is getting. Look at the backing that the bank coins are getting. Here's a little tweet from Algorand here. Actually, this is a retweet. This is from Yale itself. Highly prestigious institution. It says, with a grant from the Algorand Foundation, Yale researchers will lead a cross-disciplinary center to advance blockchain systems while exploring their connections to economics and law. Look at who we are partnering with, who we are aiding. This is going to be highly beneficial when you're talking about the increase in what algo can be, the price of algo, the value of algo, the capabilities of algo into the long term. This is why a lot of people are have said that they don't want to sell their bank coins. They're just going to use their bank coins. They'll scrape some off the top. They'll scrape some off the top, remove their initial investment, and then all of that is bonus in the future because there will be so much money flowing in, so much value, so many institutions getting involved with the bank coins. Now, I was going to skip this article, but it seems now that I'm not going to be able to because it just came to my mind. But let's go back here. I want to show you how we're getting huge backing in crypto. And if you think this is not going to be consolidated into the bank coins, I don't know what to tell you because the bank coins, the compliant ISO coins will be the last ones standing. And when I say compliant, that's separate from ISO, okay? Just for everybody out there, like, they don't have to be ISO compliant. All of these technicalities, no. They're compliant when it comes to regulatory bodies and they're ISO, all right? So you have Yale University, right? Working with Algorand. Also, Algorand already has close ties with MIT, and don't ever forget that they're also working with not only MIT, but Made in Labs, which helped the Fed write that paper. It was Made in Labs, and that department at MIT helped to put together that particular pamphlet, the PDF or the information for the Fed on CBDCs. But Algorand is now working with them. So they have ties there. Then you have, let's say, another utility coin, not a bank coin, but a utility coin like VeChain. They have connections with the UFC. Oh my goodness, do I have to keep going? We're doing a great job right now. Utility coins, bank coins, right? Then you have this. Look at who's stepping in. So remember I was talking about institutions that are huge, right? And they control most of the world. They've bought everything. And I was speaking on this in reference to Gary Gensler and his backing and his relationship with Vanguard. Oh, yeah. Remember I said there's Vanguard, then there's Blackrock, and then there's Blackstone. Well, Blackrock is about to make its presence felt. So while all of you who didn't believe in Coinbase or you had a fear about Coinbase and its standing, we'll see how things work out. But I think that they will do well. Check this out. It says, Rich Dad, Poor Dad author discloses his attitude toward BlackRock Coinbase deal. Listen, let's just get into this article here. This is some of the biggest news ever. BlackRock, I believe, is the biggest. I'm going to let you tell them. It says the end of the week was marked by high-profile news, the nature of which could be considered positive for the crypto market. It is. We are talking about a high-profile deal between BlackRock and a company with more. BlackRock, a company with more than $10 trillion in assets under management, and Coinbase. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. BlackRock has stepped in and is backing Coinbase. I want to ask you a question. Do you not think, this is my humble opinion, I could be completely wrong. Do you not think BlackRock might want a piece of the bank coins? XRP, Algorand, Hedera, XLM? We'll see. We'll see. Let me read that again. They're stepping in to do a deal with Coinbase. SEC. You might be in trouble. Keep in mind, BlackRock has a lot of power behind the scenes. They have power everywhere. We are talking about a high-profile deal between BlackRock, a company with more than $10 trillion in assets under management, and Coinbase, so far the main crypto exchange in the United States with the fattest slice of the crypto market. Mass adoption is coming. I'm so ready. I feel good. I feel fired up. We've done the work. We've continued to do the research, stay privy and abreast of what's going on. We have the knowledge. We have the wisdom. We've continued to strengthen our minds and our bodies. And now it's beginning to pay off. Everything has been looking good. All of the corridors have been getting set up. We're ingraining ourselves in the proper regions. We're in the universities. things couldn't possibly look better. And there's always going to be struggle. There's always going to be strife. There's a balance to everything. The pendulum swings equally to the left as it does to the right. Rhythm compensates. Rhythm compensates, okay? So there's always going to be a little bit of negative, but what we're going to try to do in the future, and I know it's not just myself, other retail investors, blockchain companies, what we're going to attempt to do, and this is just natural, I believe, is we're going to attempt to polarize ourselves in the positive. And that's why having the wisdom and knowledge is very important. Reading the PDFs, the transcripts, staying up on the articles, the information that's released, the partnerships, the catalysts. That's why it's important, because there's going to come a time when we all need to polarize ourselves in that positive. That means maintaining the gains that we have, allocating them properly, knowing if we're going to take profit or not, if we're going to hold, why should we hold, what other investments you're going to make, how do you protect your money, where are you going to hold it, there's so many things, but we are getting there step by step, little by little. The mountain is not easy to climb, but we're climbing it little by little. There is no mountain we can't climb. There is no mountain that we can't conquer. We're conquering it all. And there is no one that's going to stop us. No one. They can't stop us. They realize it. They know it. The only ones that can stop us is us. And we're not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. This is a race I'm running. Listen, the only way I stop this race if I drop dead. And even then, I'm going to run the race in the afterlife. I'm not stopping. I'm not going to give up. It's just not in me. It's not in me. I'm not here to take a loss. I'm going to win. We're going to win. Now, let's move on here. All right. Oh, I have 2 articles left. It's getting 26 minutes. There's chapters. People don't listen. They look at the video and say, man, this is a long video. I'm not watching. Oh, man, there's chapters. You can just jump around. I'm going to skip this one article. Let's just jump right to Quant, because Quant gets me excited right now. So this is from Quant.network. Interoperability, the key to creating value in the metaverse. It says, for now, the so-called metaverse consists of myriad disparate ecosystems owned and operated by large technology companies and communities. A single, unified, open environment may never emerge. But that's why interoperability is the key to unlocking value. What Quant is saying is they're interested in moving all of the value. and I say that because they see the problem with bridge systems. And I've been saying this for a long time. Have I not? The bridge systems that everyone thinks is competition for Quant are vulnerable. The bridges between these blockchains have been getting hacked. One recently got hacked. I believe it was on Solana, but don't quote me on that. I believe it was a Solana hack. That was a bridge that got hacked. They are constantly getting hacked. I don't understand why a lot of these blockchains or DLTs are still using bridges. What Quant offers is a bridgeless system, completely secure. This is why they have been concentrating on working with the banks. I just don't understand why regular blockchains don't see that and also say to themselves, well, if Quant is good enough for the banks, it's good enough for us. I don't understand what the problem is. And then you could avoid all of those vulnerabilities of getting your bridges hacked. So Quant knows that, and they see the opportunity. This is why they're making massive movements with SIA Chain, SIA Partners, and LAC Chain. And they have been dominating everywhere. And so, yes, when you have the tokenization of everything, I believe that a lot of that value is going to flow through Quant, which will massively affect QNT's price, because QNT is used for all transactions on Quant. Simple as that. Just like XDC, it's the same thing. So this is what they're talking about here. When they're talking about the metaverse has become an obtuse term. It's an obtuse term that just really represents the new internet. That's all it is. It's the new internet. It's the new way of moving information and people interacting and companies interacting with people and companies interacting with other companies. That's all it is. But Quant is looking to dominate when it comes to this so-called metaverse. And I believe that Quant will be one of the biggest winners because of its utility paired with its circulating supply. Now, let's read this little tidbit and we'll close out here. It says, according to Bloomberg Intelligence, the metaverse is big business, predicted to become an $80 billion industry by 2024. 80 billion by 2024. That is mind-blowing. That's a mind-blowing amount of growth. And they're just at the beginning. Even at that particular time period, they're still just at the beginning. Can you imagine how much it will be worth? And I iterate once more, I believe the bank coins will be the biggest winners in the end. Never forget that regulation is coming. Regulation, and you see the SEC is going absolutely insane with attacking exchanges and other cryptocurrencies and blockchain companies. That's only going to increase. Most of crypto, I firmly believe, and I could be completely wrong, not financial advice, but I believe a lot of the non-bank coins, non-utility coins will be eliminated. Those scam coins and those meme coins will go away also, but I think that's already known. So now that you have the information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. Hey, let's end off with a random. Let's say top 3 cars of all time. I used to be a big car person. I used to love cars so much. Right now, I love motorcycles a little bit more. My favorite motorcycle is the H2. I love the H2, but I have always loved Honda CBRs. I also always have loved Yamahas, the R1, but I don't know why I love the R1, but the R6 has a special place in my heart. But let's get back to cars. Top 3 cars of all time. Did I say this before, like in another video? Well, I'm going to reiterate it here. When I was little, when I was just a young Alphanine, I loved the Lamborghini Countach. That's number 2, though. That's number 2. My number 1 will always be Lamborghini Diablo. Some of you don't even know what Diablo is. Don't worry, you're going to get on Google, type in Lamborghini Diablo. I love that car. My goodness, that was a good car. So Lamborghini Diablo is number 1. Lamborghini Countach would be number 2. I don't think I have a number 3. What would be my number 3? Yeah, I don't have a number 3. Maybe Lamborghini Murcielago. I'm showing my age now, right? That's my top 3. I love Lamborghinis. They're a work of art. I loved them when I was younger, when most people didn't even know what Lamborghini is. So anyway, now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I hope you all are having a good day. So until next time, let's get to the money.